Alright guys, it is Friday, November 15th or 16th, 2019, and after all week of work under here, I ended up having to use black primer under the whole bottom of the car and the inside of the trunk, and then go back and sand it all, and the majority of it had to be hand sanded, so it took 2 days to sand everything. I am sore. My back really hurts from climbing in and out from under this crazy thing, but this is the Raptor Liner. It's weird that light's putting on like a glare in spots, so it looks like shiny spots and dull spots, but it's all like it's supposed to be. It's just that light. But anyway, it took the whole box, all 4 small bottles. But of course, I did the inside of the trunk as well, but it turned out awesome. It looks like a professional bed liner shop job. Have to give the camera a second to try to pick it up and adjust there. But anyway, here's my rear filler panels for the back quarters. I did not spray them here. I actually sprayed them over there on a table. And there's the pinion snubber housing. That's a cover I made for that. Man, I tell you, this thing turned out freaking awesome. That stuff, it just, I love it. I mean, there's not much more I can say. I love it. I'll definitely use more of it. Bad part is I got to buy more because I have to do the, the back side of the inner fenders. The inner fenders, in the engine compartment, they'll be like a satin black, but on the back side, where all the rocks and stuff will get slung, I want the same stuff on there. So I'll have to buy more, but I said it in the other video, but I made these corners. It's all sheet metal, it's all butt welded in. You can't really tell. This phone just is not very good for picking up light. I mean, it is, but it isn't, It turned out awesome, man. I mean, it really turned out sweet. I'll climb back under here. So there's the piece I made. I called it, it looks like goggles, but it almost looks like E.T.'s top of his head, in his eyes. That's where my battery cables will pass through, and then that little panel I showed you will actually screw on there. There's the pass-through I did out of a piece of tubing I cut in half, and it all got butt welded in. That's clearance for the 0 gauge battery cable. And these are the drop-down boxes I made, and those panels I showed you, they go up inside and then they bolt on. I actually welded square 1032 nuts to the panels, and then they all bolt on with 12-point ARPs. Then it's just so you don't see up inside the quarters back here. And then if the camera will adjust, that's where the gas-filled tube passes through. And I have a seal that goes around that, rubber seal, so it looks professional, or looks stock. But oh man, I'm telling you, it turned out freaking awesome. So I am just about ready to put the body on the chassis. The bad part is, when I read through the directions a while ago, the little paper they give you with the Raptor Liner, it says to wait 7 days before you put any weight on it, which I would think would be putting the body on a chassis and then bolting it down, so looks like I'm going to have to wait till next weekend to put the body on, which I don't really mind. But anyway, I got the trunk all sprayed. It just turned out great, man. I'm happy. I mean, it turned out awesome. Every bit of this trunk is going to have be upholstered with walls and a floor, so you won't see any of this. I left the hinges themselves the body color, but the whole casing and all of it got sprayed. Anyway, I better I better get to unmasking this thing while this stuff's still kind of soft, so that way it's not stuck real good. But anyway, guys, I'm proud. It turned out freaking phenomenal. I'm real happy with it. Now this thing can be driven, you know what I mean? I can really actually take it out and drive the crap out of it. That should help with sound deadening and rocks and dirt and, you know, anything I run over, I guess, unless it's another car.